This is the old Nag's Head pub. It's the southern terminus, or the start of the Pennine Way. Pennine Way is it's a hiking trail that runs along the Pennines, a series of hills in England, all the way to Scotland. It's 267 miles long and it was established in 1965. I've climbed out of Edale and I'm well on my way to Barber Booth and Upper Booth and get some fantastic views of the Vale of Edale. I'm in Barber Booth, just a tiny little village with just a few houses, and I am going to head up to Upper Booth, which is where there's quite a few farms. I'm going to follow the River Now, which makes it one of the very few places in the world where if someone asks you, do you know the name of that river? And you say no, then it would be correct. Some sleeping ducks. Oh, this guy's watching me, so I've got to go straight past you. Sorry for waking you up, guys. It's kind of cruel that the Pennine Way starts just here, because within an hour of setting off from Edale, hikers will have to start climbing the tallest hill in the Peak District, Kinder Scout, and also have to climb up Jacob's Ladder. A more gentle introduction would have been better. I'm just about to start climbing up Jacob's Ladder. You can see it just over the bridge. Hopefully it won't take too long. I've climbed it a few times before and I always hate it, but it's the only way on the Pennine Way to get up, so looks like I'm going to follow it yet again. I've climbed the first part of Jacob's Ladder, the bit I consider the toughest part. Then I've got a few more minutes of climbing before I get up to Kinder Scout. I've finished Jacob's Ladder. I'm just doing a small ascent to Kinder, and you can see up here the National Trust are laying paving slabs down and also lit steps, which are being brought in by helicopter. It's sandstone, flags and stone pitching. Yes, to prevent erosion. And there are sections like this all over Pennine Way. You'll see some from Mill Hill, and there's also quite a bit from Black Hill as well. Walking up a hill where there's some people run down there. Morning. People who are much fitter than I. Now this dark soil on top is called peat. You can see the heather on top of it, as well as the bits of limestone rock sticking out. This entire plateau is layered with peat on top. It could be 7,000 years old, if I believe the sign I've just read. It's got a bit colder, so my fleece is back on. And that's because the weather is so changeable in the Peak District. So I'll see you at the top. Made it up to Edale Rocks, and to me they signify the start of Kinder Plateau. training is done. We'll look at these views all the way to Manchester. I'm on top of Kinder Scout and it's very, very windy. You know you're on top of Kinder when you see the huge pile of stones known as a cairn. And then when you look to your right, it's a trig point. The stone marker to show the top of Kinder Scout. Now, Kinder Scout is very important. In the 1930s, there was a struggle to have access to all this open country. So what people did was they had a mass trespass. Hundreds of people all started, I believe it was in Hayfield, and would just trespass all together at protest their rights of way. Now I'm not saying that's the way it should be handled, but it worked. Well, I've made it to Kinder Downfall, which is the highest waterfall in the Peak District. It flows from the Kinder Scout, the highest hill in the Peak District, at about 1,600 feet. You can just see where River Kinder flows into Kinder Reservoir, and you can see a little pool by the trees called Mermaid Pool, and I think that's Kinder Plantation, I guess. Kinder Downfall used to be called Kinder Scut, which is where Kinder Scout got its name from. This is my stop-off point for the day. Or should I say my halfway point? Because God, my hair's a mess. The bad thing about day hiking is you've got to go back. So it's going to be another 4 hour, maybe 5, because my legs are very, very tired. Journey back all the way to Edale. Well, I'm climbing back up Kinder Scout from Mill Hill, but I gotta say, I am absolutely knackered. It's gonna be really tough to get up the rest of here. There's another 2.5 hours. I like to say I bit off more than I can chew, but I know I can make it, so I just better stop moaning about it and just get on with it. Though being sat right here, it's feeling pretty nice right now. But no time like the present, so let's get up, get on, get moving. Whoever knew you could pet a sheep. Now, I know I said that it was tough going up Jacob's Ladder, but if you ask the opinion of my knees, going down's a little bit worse. It's just very jarring and easy to sprain an ankle. Well, I passed a farm that was selling ice cream and drinks, as well as minced lamb and beef and things. So I've had strawberry ice cream and a drink, and it's made me a lot more cheerful. I was getting pretty hungry.